Wait. What was... Hold on. Wait a minute, did I see that right? Dude, is that a great sword? No, this is a Sony presentation. What the heck? Dude, is this Monster Hunter? This looks way too nice. No, the swimming? Oh my, is this Monster Hunter? Is this Monster Hunter? Is it? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Dude, Monster Hunter World. Holy crap. Capcom's Monster Hunter team has been in a repetitive formula rehashing state for over a decade, it seems. And then they go and do something like this. They go and create exactly what I've always dreamed of for Monster Hunter. Just imagine what other franchises would gain from abandoning their annual cash grab, money grabbing rehashings and focus on creating quality content as well. Now, this is a celebration for Monster Hunter. Let's not go rub it in the faces of greedy corporations who'd rather run their businesses by churning out average quality games as fast as possible in order to milk the dedicated fans and spoiled children for all they're worth. It's sad that a game like Monster Hunter World stands out and looks fantastic for doing exactly what the fans not only wanted, but expected. It's also sad that we don't even need to say who we're ridiculing here since they're so blaringly blatant at these things. You know who you are. The traditional Monster Hunter staple of hunting boss-like monsters to create armor and weapons to challenge tougher monsters, rinse and repeat, still stands here. But this time, there are so many changes for the better, we couldn't possibly list them all. The changes are so substantial, and not only make the game simpler to understand and play, but more fun! Area loading zones are finally gone, stealth and tracking is introduced, skills don't need a complicated tally system to simply function, you don't need to craft a new armor set just to use a bowgun, and new elements like monster turf wars add to the living ecology theme the game is going for, making everything feel connected and alive. There's so many little quality of life changes in this game that newcomers might find it difficult to even go back to the way things were. Those changes stop you from needing to waste hours of time gathering, mining, and customizing decorations, adding up to 10. Instead, you're spending more time doing what you bought the game to do. Fight monsters. All weapons return in this game, and also get some new moves to boot, making mastering them and finding your favorites especially fun. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows, this game does still have its issues. Though nearly all monsters and environments are thrilling and engaging, a couple stick out as problematic. Oh, come on! This game is so great with so few problems, but no, you've gotta go and stick your nose right in the only few sour spots. It's called a review, Nimrod. Anyway, the nature of the new endgame siege fights are disappointingly grindy, repetitive, bland, and uninteresting. They take what would have otherwise been amazing monster battles and epic final bosses and turn them into one-noted waiting games. Yeah, I do dislike that I can't feasibly play the entirety of the game in single player. I love playing solo, but some fights I'm just forced to play with others. Not everyone has a stable connection or paid online services, Capcom. I admit though, this is one minor gripe. Aside from that, everything stands out as absolutely glowing. Even the events and festivals have been super fun, creative, and engaging with tons of extra free content. The paid DLC Iceborne adds a tremendous amount of content to the main game that you can purchase either as an expansion or get bundled for free with a new copy of World. Wow, now that's how you handle DLC. This game looks amazing! It takes a year and a half to load though. Playing on PS4 Pro or PC probably fixes that, but still, it looks magnificent. I love all the new monsters and the armor designs. Oh, don't get too ahead of yourself. Here's how I feel about all of them. Small monsters. Ridley. Pure hatred in fish form. Imagine Komodo dragons, but with paralyzing venom in packs. Mealinks after rehab, lizard wolves, Pachycephalosaurus, animal abuse, Diablos' flying doorbell, gotta have a Drake in each region I guess, Kermit the Frog on meth, chicken buffaloes, Shakalakas after rehab, Shakalakas after joining a death cult. They're so fluffy I'm gonna die! Did anyone get the memo that lizards are cold-blooded? Large monsters, amazing feral T-Rex brute that got even cooler in Iceborne, B-52 carpet bomber, amazing crossover, terrible fight. Don't attempt a solo or your Astero will play obnoxious Final Fantasy music until he's slain. Squeaky toy that barfs explosive rocks. Cobra Viper Paralysis Lizard? Yes please. The Gulper Vomit Monster. Mudzeoth. A pure precious boy who must never come to harm. Don't hurt him. The most boring monster to fight in this game. I forgot he was even here. Vicious Ice Wyverns working in tandem. The only new design I find flat out ugly. Seriously, Nergy, you look like you were designed by a 5-year-old. A wicked cool rabid weasel wolf. An incredibly creative and cute bat fuzzball. The colorful flying chameleon. Uragon's sticky cousin. Super glad to see new fanged wyverns like these serpentine beasts. The one that just wants attention, just ignore him and he'll go away. Perfect, horrifying combination of revolting and absolutely amazing. Possibly the craziest endgame final boss they've ever made. Further proof that scripted repel the giant monster with artillery to protect the barrier quests are boring. Holy crap, this crossover happened and it's freaking incredible! Something about fighting giant elk monsters feels so right in this world. He looks cool and all, but I'm pretty sure we all would have preferred Zamtrios. Finally, an Ice Elder Dragon, but with some of the dumbest music I've ever heard. You took a dopey and cartoony clown of a monster and made it freaking amazing. How do you guys even do it? The most magnificent deep sea beast you'll see today. Iceborne's endgame monstrosity that will stare right through your soul. Generic Red Dragon as the adult form of the amazing Xeno'jiiva in a bland siege quest, giving insanely OP weapons compared to every other weapon in the game. In a single word, disappointing. So some are hit or miss, but overall, this game looks absolutely incredible. After being on portable consoles for so many years, it's so satisfying to see a home console release with all new, incredibly detailed environments, models, and animations. I'd normally make a joke about there being no story in Monster Hunter, but there actually is one this time. The story, however, is a joke in and of itself. It's so much more than the first games. In Gens 1 through 3, you're basically just protecting a village from monsters. In 4, you're part of a traveling caravan on a journey to discover the origin of a mysterious scale. But here, you're part of the 5th Fleet, sent to a newly discovered island so full of exotic new life, they call it the New World. 5th Fleet, New World. They were not being subtle. You and your quest organizer companion, the Handler, are tasked with defeating monster after monster in order to help the newly established colony investigate the new world and survive its many dangers. Let's take a moment to acknowledge that the Handler is the human personification of the word cringe. She's a hateable nuisance to storytelling and destroys any semblance of quality scene setting the writers were going for. Handler is no Guildmarm, but it's not her voice actress's fault. Her written dialogue is just terrible. It's important to note that she's a bigger hit in Japan, where they have a different sense of humor than in the West. I also find it baffling that in a colony of primarily researchers discovering a new environment, everyone's first gut reaction to any newly discovered monster is to kill it. They send you to kill the endgame Iceborne monster before a single researcher has had the chance to even confirm that the darn thing even exists in the first place. Yeah, okay, the story is pretty shallow. Just because this Monster Hunter has fully voiced cutscenes and connect the dots narrative doesn't mean the story's good. Or even halfway passable. But hey, it's nice to see them actually try and write a story for a game that was beginning to stagnate to begin with. Monster Hunter's music is always awesome, but the fully orchestrated themes of World are just incredible. But some of the main monster themes like Velkhana and Nergigante just sound dopey and stupid. Seriously? Why do they choke on the flagships, but the rest of the game sounds sweet? The returning monsters even got remade music fitting the high level of quality the rest of the game puts forward. The themes of each environment are also quite impressive, even when you're not fighting a huge monster with its own theme. I particularly love the Guiding Lands music. Isn't it nice when a developer can be consistently relied upon to create stunning musical scores to help set the appropriate scenes for their games? Do you think boss fights are the best part of a game? This game is all boss fights. If you've played any of the earlier titles, consider World the true Monster Hunter 2. Everything else in comparison just feels like minor patch updates, gradually modding the original. If you were even halfway interested in playing a Monster Hunter title before, there has never been a better time to jump in than right now. This game is a clear example of developers deeply caring for the quality of their content and creating a magnificent product as a result. Now, why is that so hard to find? The positive gamer in me is so proud of the Monster Hunter team for their outstanding achievements with this title. I can give it no less than a perfect 10 out of 10. The sheer number of improvements from the previous games is staggering, and the game benefits to such a high degree due to these changes, it makes looking back difficult. Now that's franchise reimagining done right. The critical gamer in me still loves Monster Hunter World, but feels bad for getting hung up on its few pitfalls, still giving it a solid 9 out of 10. The few gripes I do have with this game are all in newly added ideas, which of course can't be expected to all be perfect. But the fact that the team is willing to try out new things for the sake of fun gameplay is what makes me look past them for the sake of the whole. And the whole is outstanding. But what do you think? Tell us what your positive and critical sides think of Monster Hunter World in the comments below. But if you can't see what's to gain from trying out new ideas and reimagining old franchises, then you're just playing with yourself. Or Game Freak! Special thanks this time go out to Andy for not only giving me a copy of Monster Hunter World, but the PS4 to play it on. Andy, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And as always, thank you so much to our Patreon members, Atomic Thomas, Ben, Sid, Denny, Erica, Kai, Patrick, Pyro Joe, Rowan, and Squad Fam. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like the videos and subscribe for more. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.